Live from the Cactus Creek at Ibri, he is the king of prime time, Ghana's undisputed entertainment laureate, and still the youngest old man in Ghana. Put your hands together, show some love for the indefatigable KSM.
The KSM Show.
All right, folks. I'm very excited today, man, because I'm talking to a guest who is distinguished, man. And you know, when I go to the international angle, I go to my guest from Nigeria. Show some love for Nigeria. And my next guest, folks, believe me, I'm a fan of this guy. He's an actor, and that's putting it mildly. I was reading reports about this guy, and one critic writing, he says, if you want to talk about the history of Nollywood, it would be not possible to write it without my next guest, man. This guy has been in over 300 films, man. You know, I've done like 4, and I think I'm not bad. He's done 300. Just today I'm going to ask him, what does he think about me, man? So I've done 4, man. No, this man has done over 300 films. He's a philanthropist. He's an actor. He's an entrepreneur. He's an investor. He's everything you can think of, man. But what I want you to know was, I think it was 2020, he was chosen as the International Nollywood Legend of the Year, man. Also, he was selected as the icon, the international icon for 2020. Who am I talking about? Who am I talking about, folks? I'm talking about the great Emeka Ike. Show some love for Emeka. My brother, how you doing, man?
Hi, KSM, how you doing?
I'm good. And you?
We're chilling, we're good. We have to pull over to take your interview. I have my family here with me. I'm coming from my daughter's.
Fantastic. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, I want to meet your family before we start. So stick around, man. We're going for a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll get to meet his family. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The KSM Show.
This friend of mine has bought a brand new car. Ghana for Tier Robber. Really brand new, all specced out. And of course, I told him, you know where to go. Take your insurance with Vanguard. You know. The funny thing is this. I noticed that his house was also a really beautiful house. And I asked him, you are eager to insure your car. Have you insured your house? And that is the thing with many of us. You know, we think about is insuring our cars. There are many homeowners who have insured their cars, not their homes. So I'm telling you to talk to Vanguard. They have a beautiful package where they can insure your car and your house at the same time. They can explain it much better. But please, if you want more details on this package, call 055 662 0111 and 024-433-4407. So please don't insure your car and leave your house. Call these numbers, and when they explain the package they have for you, you'll understand why they always say, we always stand by you. We're back. And as I told you, today we are talking to Emeka Ike. Okay, all right. So now, Emeka, can we meet your kids? I know you're all together. Can I meet them?
Yeah, like my daughter today, she's leaving primary school. She's going to be a big girl from today. She'll go to the secondary school. So we're coming from her school where she just graduated. And that's her immediate senior brother, Jason. Can you pull over? He's in GSS 3. He's going to senior secondary school. And this is my second born, Mr. Kelly.
Okay.
He's just graduated to go to the university. His senior brother, Michael, is in the university. He's not here with us. That's my first son. He's not with me, but this is my second son, Ken.
Oh, lovely, man. It's good to meet all your lovely children. And children, let me throw this out there. Any of you are planning to be actors like your dad is? Or something, man? Any of you? Anybody can answer this question.
I'm not really planning to act right now. I'm not.
Oh, you're not planning on acting?
It's not my thing. Yeah, it's not my
Okay.
thing. I don't have that.
But what do you think about your father being such a great international actor?
He's a legend. I'll just really say that. He's a legend.
He's a legend. I agree with you. Yeah, he says he's not planning on acting, but he knows his father is a legend. Emeka, I mean, so great. Thank you for agreeing to do this interview with me, and it's great. I was saying in the beginning how you've done over 300 films, and I think you were introduced to acting much earlier. But by the way, your background is in mechanical engineering?
That's right.
Wow. How was the transition from mechanical engineering to getting a big break as an actor?
Well, the first thing God situates inside of you is the creative talent that God gives every individual. Every human being has a creative talent, and that is God's first blessing in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You could read engineering, you could read medicine, you could read anything, but when the time comes and you are able to bring it out or lure it out, then you find out that it could carry you the much your medicine or engineering can carry you. So I was blessed with the talent. I never knew it. In the church, we used to act, we used to do pantomimes, plays and all that, sing song, play the guitar, play the music and all that. We never knew. We were just like we're serving God. But I read engineering. So when I came out and I tried to get a job to fit into the engineering sector, it wasn't quite easy. It was much more easy to see what I could easily, flow with. And that was when my talent came out and I found out that, whoa, I'm already doing well. And I'm like, okay, do I want to go back to engineering? Will I just tap into this for a while? Then the more I tap into it, the greater I become.
Wow. And I hear your first break was through
Deadly Affair. My first movie was
Deadly Affair. Yeah.
That was a movie where I acted with Sam Loco, Dolly Onachuku, Sandra Achuns, and a couple of then big actors.
Now, you've done over 300. Is there any one or two that really stand out as the career-defining moments for you?
I would say all of them. Most times when they have a big and tedious script, they feel I can break it down that year. They're like, okay, take it to Emeka. Emeka will give it treatment, night treatment. So most of my movies has content. And I can tell you that maybe Derico was a movie where I acted a living armed robber. He was arrested then because he was a terrorist. He was a terror to the whole of Southeast. And he disappears, he kills, he maims, he's very rich. He's a crazy guy. So I had to do a lot of research because he was still arrested then. He was still in detention. I was reading a lot of journals about him, how he operated. I found out that he was actually an intelligent guy. He doesn't disappear. When if you're chasing him, he has a way of watching you, and then he walks fast and then escapes. And then you don't know. You're like, well, we saw him around here, and he's a very brilliant guy. So I was able to read, and I understood that this guy was not just an ordinary guy. So when I killed that role, it became a big problem for me in Nigeria. I can't walk on the street. The whole Okada drivers believe I was Derico. And people actually feared me for Derico.
Do you experience a lot of that where the definition is not clear, whether this is Emeka or this is a part he was playing?
The role was too direct to it. I was so real in the character, and I gave it a different interpretation. When you're chasing an armed robber and he's not running and he's walking speedily, he's walking fast, he's calculating his steps, and then the next corner he sees, he makes a bend, and then it's like somebody who is deliberate. and that was very attractive to the people. And believe you me, I got a lot of gifts because, in fact, they brought his knife, his dagger to me. I was in the bus going to location one day, and somebody came to sit beside me and brought a knife and handed me over the knife. I'm like, what is this? He said, this is the knife that Derico used to rob. And then we feel that you have killed, you really made the role worth it. So we want to give it to you as a souvenir.
Wow. Wow.
I have the knife in my house. I'm like, okay, the blood of Jesus, all the people you have killed, God forgive you in Jesus' name. And I took it I kept it there as a souvenir. So the role was so alive and people connected to it because they know the guy. And the role haunted me for a long time.
What I want to find out from you, you guys have tried, we're doing our best here in Ghana, but Nollywood has got to that level where you have international recognition. Nollywood is beyond Nigeria now. It's worldwide. What's your personal take on your contributions to that?
We did everything we had to do when it was necessary. And we didn't know we were building a platform for people, but we were just putting up all our energy, all our efforts, all our decency into this particular thing we do. And by the time we knew it, everybody wants to be an actor. But when we started, acting was more like for riffraffs, for people who are not educated, for poor people's children. If you ever told your dad you want to act, they are going to beat the living daylight out of you because they want to believe that you're trying to become a useless child. So I think we redefined movie making in Nigeria. We made it to look what it should be. When people have to hold themselves, they hold themselves. When they have to punch themselves, we make it to look as real as it could be. Sometimes we make kissing look so real. Sometimes we make everything that is natural in the movie look as natural as it is in Hollywood movies. So that was the breaker. At the point, the acceptance came. Then now the big man has hijacked the industry from the poor man again. Initially, he doesn't allow his child to act. But now the people that act today are big men's children. All the red carpet movies, cinema movies, their fathers are bringing out big monies. They are going to make movie, go and make movie. Go be like Ramsey, no, go be like Emeka. So we already created a platform and we're happy that everybody's cashing on it and people are making out their life and they're living off the platform.
Wow. When you look into the pipeline, what's next in film? We're going to talk about the many other things you do. But in terms of film, what is the next major thing that you're looking at?
Well, I go a lot. I travel a lot to Germany lately. I'm married to a woman that lives in Germany, and I have a daughter there. At least my kids will be moving over very soon. So, movie making there, it's quite different from what you have here. So that's what I'm about experiencing right now because I wouldn't do any other job than what I do, and I already have some scripts. Some people are inviting me for auditioning in big cinema movies. So, already I'm in the system, so it's easy for me to work. So I think very soon I'm gonna be in so many Hollywood flicks.
Okay. How soon is that? When can we expect it?
As soon as I go to Germany, I'm supposed to do some films. So from December, I will have finished one or two. I will have done one at most. Then maybe next year to be released. But I have some movies that I'm already touted for, and by God's grace, when I get in.
That is terrific, man. That is terrific. By the way, we have a few things in common. You and I are both preacher's kids. Yeah, we're both PKs. So I know that you're a preacher's kid, and you've been through a lot. But there's a whole lot of you, your aspect of you, talking about being an activist and being in politics. And I'm going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, I want to get into that aspect of you. You know, are you a politician? Are you an actor? Which is it? And you didn't win. Why didn't you win the seat? And are there any things going forward? So stick around. We're taking a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to look at you, the politician. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The KSM Show.
This friend of mine has bought a brand new car, Ghana for Tier Robber, really brand new, all specced out. And of course, I told him, you know where to go. Take your insurance with Vanguard. You know, the funny thing is this: I noticed that his house was also a really beautiful house. And I asked him, "You are eager to insure your car. Have you insured your house?" And that is the thing with many of us. You know, all we think about is insuring our cars. There are many homeowners who have insured their cars, not their homes. So I'm telling you to talk to Vanguard. They have a beautiful package where they can insure your car and your house at the same time. They can explain it much better. But please, if you want more details on this package, call 055 662 0111 and 024 433 4407. So please don't insure a car and leave your house. Call these numbers, and when they explain the package they have for you, you'll understand why they always say, we always stand by you. You know, some people are asking me, oh, KSM, this couples retreat at Cactus Creek, does that include honeymoons? I said, yes. It could be a honeymoon. It could just be going away on a romantic retreat. So for whatever the reason, I am saying Cactus Creek offers the best serene atmosphere you will enjoy so much. The name is Cactus Creek. Now with the Benetton giveaways, our winners have picked up their prizes. Take a look at them. People who have collected their Benetton giveaways, we still have more to give away. For those who have won and have not collected, just WhatsApp this number 024-766-1983. Send by WhatsApp, no calls, and make sure you pick up your prize. We're back, and I'm talking to the outstanding, extraordinary gentleman, Emeka. And he's an actor. And just before the commercial break, I told you he's not just an actor. He's also very passionate about the youth and very passionate about politics and about nation building. So this time round, I'm going to go to my guest. And Chief, welcome back, man.
Thank you. Thank you, people.
Yes. And I was talking about the politics angle, that they happen to have a certain political juice flowing through you. And you tried to run for Senate before, you didn't win. And what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I actually ran for the House of Representatives. That's the
House
Parliament.
of Reps, okay.
House of Reps, the Parliament. I actually won my election, but you know, politics is a bit of what you need to learn before you dabble into it. So those that knew it better than me played the politics. But I know I won that election.
So you
came all out.
You won? Officially?
Unofficially, I won the election. But officially, somebody else took the credit. You know, someone else took the crest. But that's a lesson I have to learn, and I didn't have to make noise about it. I didn't even go to court. If I went to court, I would be in the house now. I just told myself, let me allow everything to stay, because the man that is in the house right now has the same problem that Rochas has. Rochas belongs to a clique of APC that had issues when we had the election. So also the guy in the House of Rep right now. So if I'd gone to court and continued to pursue, you know, some traumatic, I would have actually regained. But I thought myself, the idea is to get this experience.
Mm,
And now have the
mm,
experience,
mm.
we'll stay in other ways. We're still going to do what we can
Okay,
do to see
okay,
how we stand in
okay.
the gap for them. Yeah.
I see, I see. So is there going to be another shot coming up?
By His grace, people are already calling me. They are already sending me messages that, hey, you will know you are going to win this time around. So I'll just wait for God to lead me.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, you and I are all from Africa, so I can understand how you win unofficially and officially. They'll say you haven't won. I understand that.
That's Africa.
You don't have to
Viva
explain too much
Africa.
to
Viva.
me.
Viva Africa. Viva Africa.
Now, my next question, and this is still in the line of politics. Outside your acting, and I think you've built a very remarkable constituency worldwide, not even Nigeria, but worldwide as an actor. So you have a huge constituency, and you have a particular love and devotion to the youth. Where do you stand in terms of the youth in Nigeria and what you want to see of them?
You have to do everything possible to encourage the young people because the narrative out there is not good. The narrative out there is very distracting. And if you keep quiet, the evil is not about the man that committed the crime, but the good man that kept quiet while the evil was committed. If you keep quiet, things will go wrong in Africa. Things will be totally messed up. So we that are placed in this place can always speak up and for the young people, advise them, curate them, and model them. You understand? So we need to role model them and make them know that you don't have to do crime. You don't have to do crime to cash out. You don't have to. Plenty. All of us came from poor homes. Nearly every successful man today came from a noble family. So we didn't have to go pick up the guns and do all those and say we couldn't help it. You just need to have that strength to control you and control yourself, the discipline to tell yourself the right things and charge yourself rightly, the tenacity to do the right thing all the time. That will help you to stand out, and you will see your destiny clearly, and you rule your destiny by yourself. But when you allow the narrative to be money, I just made money, I don't know how I made the money, I just made big money. When that money finishes, if you don't just make another big money, you're messed up. But if you know how to make money, if you're curated, if you're role modeled, and you know that, okay, fine, I could go through this and I'll come out this way. The moment you learn to go through your crisis and come out a victor, believe you me, that lesson is not just for that success alone. In future, you are a stronger man. You are a hero. You are a man that can say, yes, I can define my destiny. You can fail and start all over again. You can lose everything you've got, and you'll still be able to come back because you were the man that made the man. So we need to keep giving the young people the right narrative so that they can always know what to do, and not everybody into broad rituals and all what we have in Africa now.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I like this whole part about giving the youth the right narrative, because that becomes some kind of guidance for them. But let me ask you now: when you look at the teeming youth in Nigeria, what is the dominating narrative in their mindset?
money.
Money. Well, that's
Money.
not just Nigeria, though. that's my people here. Money.
That's everywhere in Africa. You see, the system has impoverished the youth. The system has only allowed a few to be in control of the economy. So the masses are left to struggle and hustle the way they can to survive. So those of them that comes out with some money from nowhere, they just did something and make money, others are going to ask them, how did you make it? How did you make it? Who did you kill? What did you do? So that is becoming a narrative, because the economy African economy is in the hands of only few, the leaders. Like I said some time ago, we are still colonized. We are still colonized in Africa. Take it or leave it. Ghana is still under colony. Nigeria is still under colony. All the countries are still colonized. Let me tell you how. Those people that give power to them, those people that give power to Nigerians, how sincere were they when they were given the power? Did they give the power to the people that would play their game? Did they support them with military and the police and the paramilitary? Did they give them the strength to crush any other tribe that raises their head? That is the colonization that we don't know we still have in Africa. So the system actually works as a real country setting. But at the end of the day, it is not really a country setting. It is a cabal. It is the few that have gotten power from their forefathers. Look at what is happening in Cameroon. One old man can finish ruling for 30 years, 100 years. He hands power to his son. And his son has been there since I was in secondary school. And he's going to die and hand the power over to another of his relatives or his family. Now, that tells you a lot. There are people out there who still support these people, who make sure that the power is not taken from them. And that is why African youth have to understand that election is the only key you have. Voting is the only key you have to make the change. But problem, the narrative is wrong. When the time for election comes, we leave it to the rurals. We leave it to the old people, the hungry people who can easily be paid off. But if the young people can stand up, like I saw something that happened in Ghana, that was gangster. I saw that in Ghana, some politicians took rice down to some people as in, okay, we're about to contest, we're about to fool you people one more time. So we're bringing bags of rice for you. And this is it, this is it, this is it. I heard that people in Ghana rejected the rice gift and they returned the rice gift to the people. That is the way to go.
Yeah.
That is the right narrative. We need more of this. We
It's very
need plenty
interesting that
people saying, go with your money, go with your money. We don't want this money now.
Yeah.
We want to understand why this happened. We want to understand why that happened. We want to get these things right. Keep your money, keep your rights. Until we're able to do that, we're still under colonization.
Wow. Wow. It's very funny you're mentioning that because last week my guest mentioned the same incident. And what he said was that, he said, KSM, the narrative is changing. And I said, I can only hope so. You know, do you feel a sense that it is changing? Do you think that there's so much more that you have to do to change the narrative? Have we gone to the stage where the youth is now thinking critically, you know, about what the narrative should be?
Have not gotten to that stage because youth are still confused and they're all looking for money. Everybody's trying to cash out. You understand? But the few who have woken up or who has woken up are beginning to talk out. I'm sure by the time people like you, me, and the few people that are acting out there, especially our journalists, our pressmen should please save the world. Our journalists, you know, the journalists are the conscience, they're the conscience of an environment, of a country. Now, if the press is dead, if the press has no conscience, then the country has no conscience. If the press is easily paid off, then you've lost the country to corruption. So the worst people that can be corrupt in a country are pressmen and judges.
Pressmen and judges.
They will kill the system so fast. So we need a lot more of this kind of narrative going out there. People being sensitized, people being told, hey, come on, you don't need this bag of rice that will last you only 2 weeks, Charlie. This bag will only last you 2 weeks. And after that, what happens? So with that now going on and people coming up to speak up, I'm sure more youths are going to key in. And I hear the NSAS people already have, the NSAS youth, they already have a political party. I got a call last week from their lawyer
And I'm also trying to see what I can do to encourage them so that this youth can also have a forum, a voice that will represent them. Because without the voice, we've been
So
crushed by the old.
you believe that the voice of the youth is missing, and their aspirations and
Especially in
objectives.
Africa. Africa is a continent for the old, run by the old, and by the old, and owned by the old. Okay, if you look at what's going on in all over the world, look at what's going on in Liberia. George Weah, President, His Excellency George Weah, happened to be one of the first African presidents that has taken that decision to make sure that young people are injected into the system. That is the engine room of the country, the youth.
Yeah.
But you see, every other country, you see them last year, you saw them 10 years ago, you saw them 20 years ago, and they're still coming. And they keep telling you, experience. What experience do you have than corruption? You've been there for 20 years, it's not made any change. You've been there for 15 years, you're saying experience. Experience of what? How to change figures? Look at Dubai, they don't have mineral resources in Dubai. Ghana has a lot of resources. Nigeria has a lot of resources. Yet we can't do what Dubai has done in a decade. We can't do it. With all the years we've been running around since independence, we've been fooling ourselves. You don't even need money to run a country. You need ideas. You need leaders who knows how to generate funds, who knows how to bring in people to tap into the necessary areas and bring out the fund and then recycle the fund to build infrastructures and build the cities. Or what we're having is people who knows that, okay, there's oil in a part of Ghana, there is gold, there are golds and mineral resources. So what do we do? Okay, let these people come and mine them, bring them. Let's see how much you've made. Let's see how much you give to government. So they are just managing the wealth of the nation. They are not creating like what happened in Dubai. Those guys came to Nigeria to look for money that year. That we want to build this city. They were saying, young boys. I'm sure some of our people will laugh at them. But today everybody's buying houses in Dubai. So you don't actually need mineral resources. You don't need all what we're saying to run a country. You need leaders. You need men who know how to start something from nothing. That's what Africa needs. And that's what I pray for Africa, that Africa should get strong leaders that knows what to do, how to put the right peg in the right position, how to put the square peg in the square hole, circular peg in the circular hole, the triangular, the octagonal. Just make sure the right pegs are fitted in the right places. The machine will work automatically.
Yeah, you're so much on point. But quickly, do you see this narrative happening in Africa? Do you feel it? Because whether we like it or not, I mean, and it's almost worldwide. Look at the United States. Biden is 77, and he was favorite among the youth. So this is what I want to get at. Is this that the youth have hope in the gray hair more than they have in their own fellow youth? Because majority of the voters are the youth. And they are the ones electing the gray-haired ones that we always talk about. How do you see that? How do you explain that?
What they did was to make the youth very poor and helpless. They disconnected and disenfranchised the youth. So when they want to conduct elections, they invite the youth and they give them a piece of their corruption. And they just start acting. That's what Africa does. That's a template all over Africa. Make them poor, make them helpless, disenfranchise them, then let them come crawling. So it doesn't work like that in America or Europe because they have gone beyond that level of taking advantage of their citizens. They even provide social security for their citizens. So when you're not doing well in Germany or you have bankruptcy issues, the government can support you with over $500. Now, that youth is not going to be frivolous. That youth is not going to be just anyhow youth, because he's taking care of himself. The girls will not just go to sleep with any man they see because they are hungry. They are not hungry. They choose to be with you. That's why they will be with you. But in Africa, plenty girls don't have a choice.
Those girls in Europe have control over their body, they have control over their mind, their mental health, because the system helps them. You don't see any man look down a woman because he has money to give her. And he's like walking like, come on, you want to join me in a hotel? Or you want to join me at the bar? You want to let's go eat pizza? No. They have all that money, they can eat pizza, they can have all the fun they want. So whatever they want to do with you is by their volition. It's not because they are there's poverty mentality. So poverty mentality has been pushed into the African race.
Okay. The poverty mentality.
And that poverty mentality is what we're being ruled with. You know, so they just bring a piece of the meat, and then everybody comes like this, and they're like, oh, everybody hang on, you come, everybody wait. And that's it. And it's going to be like that the next year, it's going to be like that for 20 years, it's going to be like that like nearly forever. You know why? Because these guys have already learned the act of impoverishing Africans. So it can't be the same thing like it is in America, because an American believes in America. And when he's singing the national American anthem, he's singing with his life.
Yeah. It means something.
You go to Germany and you say German, you know that he believes in his country. He can die for Germany. Because Germany does everything for you. He gives you a job. There are plenty of jobs that Africans can, that Nigerians can cash into. Africans, plenty jobs. Road cleaning, water sewage, things, a lot can be made into proper jobs and properly funded. And everybody will see a place to fit in. But it's not done. We always see big budgets in Africa. Big budgets. And then before implementation is being shared into accounts. So African youth need to wake up. We need to bua. We need to speak out. We need to shout and tell the world that, listen, enough of still colonizing us, because we're still colonized. I can tell you we are still under colony.
Let me ask you something that I think is pretty significant. For example, and this is, by the way, what's your net worth? It's reported like around 3 million plus. Your net worth. I'm just driving at something.
Oh,
your net worth.
I don't do all those social media hype.
No, I just threw that out there, right? Because the youth are like, hey, this guy who is trying to get us to change our narrative and think in a certain direction, he's got it made. He is controlling money, you know. So where does he come from to tell us, look, you guys have to sacrifice and you need to endure? I'm just trying to see what are the angles that the youth are seeing, and how do you assess that?
I sacrifice to make the money. That's why I can tell them to sacrifice to make their money. I didn't make my money from one night of staying on the laptop on Yahoo or whatever. I didn't make my money that way. I worked hard. I rolled on the floor. I went through the mill, and I raised the money. I might be worth more than what you have said, but you see, I don't believe in all those things. Just my school alone, the one my ex-wife shot was over 450 million naira. Okay, that was shut down. I could have properties, I could have new things I'm doing, but I'm not the person that kind of celebrity that comes and say, I'm a rich celebrity, I'm 10 million. That's not a narrative for the young people. You need to always teach them. It's not about the bulk of the money. It's about the reason for the money.
No, I'm with you 100%. And I'm glad that you say the angle is let the youth understand that, hey, it wasn't easy. It wasn't a shortcut. I earned this through hard work and through sacrifice. And I think getting them to understand that in itself is a great part of changing the narrative that we want them to, well, we want you.
On Instagram, you see a lot of people selling all kinds of junks, and they tell you, "Oh, I just cashed out. I just made some, $200. I just made some $1,000. You can keep making money on your laptop for this, for this."
Yeah.
All those things, they distract you because that's not the real money. When you're making that easy come money, it's distraction to your real life because you have not made the real steady cliche. You have to make a particular image that will now reproduce you. But if you think it's all about making that first money and then that is it, you have not gotten anywhere at all. So the narrative on social media, "Oh, I'm just cashing out of this. I don't know. You can go to school, you can do all you can schooling, then it doesn't matter. What matters is that who makes the money. Those people that were brilliant in school, they are not the best today. The brilliant people don't drive the kind of cars we drive. Those ones that were making us feel bad that year, they are not where we are today." Now they are trying to make people feel bad for being studious, for being painstaking, for being controlled. So that is from having integrity. They are killing the integrity with this angle they're bringing to it. Oh, come on, man. I don't know. I just made some cash. It's not about the cash, man. It's about how you made it.
I
If
hear
you
you.
made cash from me, if you stole money from me, you came to my internet and you are able to steal money from me, you don't own that money. You are a thief.
Show
And
some
you are
love,
not
man.
that money. So stop celebrating yourself. I am the real owner of the money. I am the real millionaire. I'm the real guy that worked hard for the money. So whoever you're stealing from is the real big boy.
Put your hands together, man.
So you that think you have made money and you're now buying cars, like look at my brother Hush Puppy. Look at it. I keep telling my friends, I say, look, if you get into armed robbery, you can't live more than 10 years. If you get into any bad crime, armed robbery is 5 years. You can't live more than 5 years as an armed robber. You can't live a good life because people are on you. They are looking for you. Forget it. That first year, you're okay, everything's moving well. Research has started for you.
The KSM Show.
We've heard a lot about his passion for the youth and everything, but there's some other stuff too that I don't really want to get into, but once I have him here, I have to touch on. And it is this, my dear brother. I know you went through quite a bit of time, should I put it, a divorce. It was quite hectic for you, and there was a long, drawn-out legal thing. But let me ask you, you ended up having custody of your kids?
Yes. The court found out that she didn't have any reason. She wasn't making any point. She just wanted to leave the marriage. And they couldn't leave the kids to be on the street with her that way, the way she was running, like someone who is running out of the house for a reason that she's not telling everybody. So, and she equally told them in court that she doesn't want the custody of the kids. It's on record. That's the first time I see a woman that says, "I don't want my kids."
She actually said she doesn't want the custody?
It's on record. She said, "Give the kids to him, divorce me. In future, I might need to see them. I just need to move on now." And then the court said, "Well, fine. This man is responsible." And they gave me all the kids, including a 2-year-old baby. A 2-year-old girl. Look at her. She's 10 years. She's the one that just graduated now.
Wow.
So I'll be taking care
Just
of
a
her.
love. Wow.
Say hi, Andrea.
Yeah, hi. Wow. She was 2 years.
She was 2 years when the court gave her to me. And she's a female, of course. Ordinarily, the court would want to give the little kids to the mother. But there was something not clear to the courts. And not too clear to us then, but now it's a bit clearer to me. Now I can see why she's running
There's no battery anywhere. Please, my fans all over the world, I have never for once beaten any woman. That was a calculated attempt to run me down by my
Yeah, there was a
enemies.
lot. I was going to ask you that, honestly. There was a lot of that you are an abuser. You were very hard, and I didn't want to get into that. I'm glad you opened the door. Nothing like that.
No. That was the most bitter, the most bitter thing I ever swallowed in my life. Because I would stand and fight for a woman that is abused. I would stand and fight for any weak human being. I'm an activist, remember. So I fight for people. So I didn't know where that was coming from. But I found out that, okay, fine, some people have tried to do things to me in the past. They tried to do it 1, 2, 3, 4. And after a lot of time, they couldn't get me. They have to tell her to pack out of the house. That was actually what happened. She ran out of the house because of her game. Her game was too far gone. They are now in control, the people she was using. I used to talk about marksmen coming to my house. I used to talk about assassins and people coming to my house at night. It's all over the news. It's all over the internet. Why she was with me? Who were they? Now she says she has new friends. Who are your new friends, madam? Congratulations with you and your new friends. You know, so you can, I don't, ask him, Kelly, have you ever heard?
Nope. It was never a case of him beating mom, ex-mom.
Was there any case, was there any time we ever had any such? Did you see me? Am I a violent man? Have I beaten you yourself before? I don't beat my kids. I don't beat my kids. My father taught us to control our word by our discipline. When I look at you, you get the message. And I don't need to brutalize you. No girl I've dated in the past can ever tell you I slapped her before. But all over the internet, that's my new image. And then plenty press people joined in this to mess up a good guy's image for some assassins that try to escape. So I just say shame on them at TVC, shame at you, all of you that were running some feminist program. You were just too quick to support someone who was in the mesh of a murder attempt. And then you now went ahead like, oh, he's beating her. Why didn't you wait for the story? Would judge be stupid to give a 2-year-old girl to a man with all the 4 children? Would judge? Which female, which welfare officer would be? In fact, the welfare officers had a fight with her. And that was when I got to know what was happening, because they asked my son, they asked her. Men came into the house in the night. Is it true or false? She said no. Then this my son said, Mommy, yes. We saw your cousin coming that night with some 6 of them. Are you understanding me? And that was when the welfare women started fighting her. No, madam, that's not right. If your husband said you should open the door, why did you open the door? Boom. That was a big fight in the courts. And I was saying, Jesus, thank you.
Wow.
The women were fighting. I'm a woman like you. Said, look at me. I don't care if you're a woman or a man. If you see me on the road, don't greet me in your life. You might say, what will I be doing with your type? They were running their mouths in courts because they didn't understand how you open the door in the midnight when your husband said, don't open the door. These kids were awake. They antagonized her in courts. This part, we've not been saying it. We've been keeping quiet because it's not everything you bring out to the press. But they ran to the press. They didn't even say I was a womanizer. Maybe if they said I was a womanizer, hey. Oh, celebrity, they like women. They didn't even say that. They took one of the things I hated the most in my life. I have a beautiful daughter. How will I feel if a man ever dares this? I arrested one of my in-laws for ever strangling one of my sisters. Go and find out. And I dealt with him precisely.
So what do you think this was all orchestrated? And why? What was the motive?
The motive was to run me down while they sneak her out of the house.
Why would they want to run you down?
Oh, he's beating her. She has escaped. And there are some women out there on the internet always telling every woman to pack out. When you finish telling these women to pack out, what do you do after that? Do you just tell them to pack out? Oh, you need your mental health. You need your mental health. After the mental health you've offered them to pack out, what next? You just leave them like that. Is that the way we used to settle our problems as Africans? We had our fathers, we had our mothers, we had our uncles we can go to and say, look, this woman is behaving strange. This man is behaving strange. Talk to him, else I'll pack out. This don't exist anymore. Some unfit feminists are the ones controlling the airwave on integrity right now. Women who have no integrity to talk about women rights. We need women who have strong personalities. People like Remi Tinubu, people like Honorable Boma, people who can stand, who are well educated, Oduai, just name them. People who have done things, who have made money, who are not cheap slots, who sleep from state to state, and they come on internet and they're the ones now fighting for human rights. Hey, we have to fight for the girl child. How about the boy child? Who told you the girl child is better than the boy child? It is 50-50. That's how we have known this war. But gradually they are tending everything to the girl child. They're making the boy child look like it doesn't belong to the world anymore. Look at the boys on the road. They are more than the girls. Go on the streets. Who are the touts? They are the boys. How many girls do you see on the road?
So is it true you started a foundation? Have you started a foundation to support the boy child?
Save the Boy Child Foundation. That's what I'm running. Save the Boy Child. Because you need to make the boy child responsible to take up his family responsibilities. If he's not properly taken care of, if he's left like knock on the head, all these boy guys, all these boy children, he will grow up knocking other people and will knock his wife. So we need to actually unbalance this feminism, hula hula, noise making, and look at the people who are making this noise. Plenty of them are they are not professionals. They are not people who can take this.
What are you doing? What are you doing with your Boy Child Foundation that is very different, that can guarantee that at least the boy child has some direction? What practical steps are you taking in the formulation of your Boy Child Foundation and the drive?
On my channel, Nollywood TV, I own a TV channel, like I told you now. On my channel, okay, we are going to have a program dedicated to the boy child, where we make people understand that the boy child is equally going through things. Let me tell you, a boy child is even going through worse things than the girl child. I posted something last week. When you take the celebrities as an example, the male celebrities and the girl child celebrity, which of them is richer? You see that even the society accepts them more than the male celebrities. Van Vika can never compare, cannot touch Jack money. Where you get that from? Where you get that from? I cannot touch the money of most of these girl child celebrities because big men just come and blow money around them, make them happy. You understand me? They neglect us. And yet some people are complaining that the girl child, which girl child? If they really want to work for the girl child, they should go on the streets and pick those girls hawking on the streets and make sure they go back to school and stop telling women in their matrimonies to pack out to come and join you on the street to sell kaya mata. So there are plenty girl child that needs help, that needs salvation. You see them on the road every day. They are helping beggars to hold an old woman. You're not sure if that old woman is that girl child's mother. Can these people begin to find out if their girl child was kidnapped from some state and now serving an old woman till she becomes old? Their leg will be tiny like this. They will walk the whole of Africa with that leg, begging for that man or begging for that woman. Have you tried to find out? Have you tried to do research and find out how you can get some of these girls selling fruits on the road that their mother sends to go and make money? How can you get these kids to be in school? That is what you'll be telling me, and I know you're a reasonable feminist.
Are you suggesting also in a way that the whole focus on the girl child thing is misdirected? You think that they are not
It is
placing
misdirected.
the emphasis where it
It is
should go?
misdirected. It is misdirected because the people are claiming for it today and not the right sets of people. I can't say again. Forget the accent they put up. They just came in from America and they want to put up an accent here. According to the UN code, we don't live by UN laws here. We are Africans. We got our culture. I can't change what is in America. I can't change it. I can't change the robots in Germany. If you beat the traffic, you must be arrested. So if you're caught here with a woman, you'll be dealt with 14 years. That is the law here. So don't stop telling me, oh, come on, you guys are bush. Bush because I'm not doing what is against my ethics and culture? Come on, civilization is about technology. Civilization is not about people's culture. Don't bring somebody's culture into my culture and call that civilization. Bring technology, then tell me about that. That's civilization.
With your Boy Child Foundation, the way this thing is so dear to you, what are the practical steps that you're taking to make sure it's a foundation that's on the ground, that is actually going to affect and change lives of these boy child? What is the whole future? What is the plan for it?
We're going for the boys. We're going closer to them. We're looking for them. We're trying to talk them out of their depression. We're trying to talk them out of that cluster they found themselves. We're going to be having seminars. We're going to be having programs. I want to thank God for people like distinguished Dr. Babade. He's offered me a big hall. I mean, he's the owner of Sensota Park at the Apo Legislative Quarters. Now, I have a very big park and I have a big hall where I'm going to be having a whole lot of seminars, a lot of challenging programs, auditionings, where I can bring out the boy child. Join us, come on, let's talk. What's your problem? Plenty of them just need to be told how to move on. It's not like they actually need money to start.
What are you getting with your interaction with them, with your constant interaction with them? What are the few things you're getting that suggests that there's a cause to worry? What are you hearing from them?
They don't know what to do anymore. No more role models. No direction in Africa. It's all about money. Government budget. If you're not in budget, if you're not on government budget, you're a hustler. What are you hustling? Ritualist, 419, what are you getting? The normal jobs don't pay. It's just COVID-19, and then today it has made the situation worse for even the boy child. So what is the stake of the boy child in this whole thing? How does the boy child survive in this environment where he's not recognized? He's treated as a criminal because he's a child, a boy. If police even comes here now and there are 50 people here and they want to raid, they raid all the boys, they raid the girls, true or false?
True.
So you see, the boy child is already under so much trauma. And he needs to grow to become the father and the husband you are talking about. So this boy child needs to be taken seriously if you must have a good and working nation. Because the growth of every nation starts from the family. When the family fails, like it has failed in Africa now, family has failed in Africa. When family fails, that's what you see in politics. You see there's so much strain, so much problem, so much confusion because the family circle has failed. There are things that don't happen before in Africa that have started happening. They don't used to let me out at 7 p.m. before in that year. So if I can't go out as a man at 7 p.m., my sister cannot even think of going out around 4 or 5. But lately, you know what I mean. If you go to the club, you see more girls than boys, true or false. If you go to the beer parlor, you see more ladies than boys, true or false. If you look at people smoking cigarettes, more ladies smoke cigarettes. If you look at people smoking weed, more ladies smoke weed lately. Look at the small girl that stabbed a hard-working man, Chidima. What's such a small girl doing with that weed? Because that man didn't show her, and I don't even believe perhaps the man smokes. That man didn't show her how to smoke. She must have been smoking from somewhere.
Let me interject here. Because a statement like the family has failed in Africa is a very huge statement. And you know that the normal narrative is that what is strong about Africa, what keeps Africa, traditional Africa, is the sense of family. All right?
That's right.
And you have said that the family has failed in Africa. Quickly, before we wrap up, what one or two things attest to what you just said, that you think that the family in Africa has failed.
Because one, lately, the girl child is the breadwinner in Africa. It's not bad to be the girl breadwinner, but you have to have a real source of living. You have to have a job. In that year, you have to know where you're getting your money from, because your dad and your mom has to stand and say, hey, where you get that from? But lately, when you bring such monies, daddy celebrates, mommy celebrates. Daddy hasn't seen this kind of car in his life. He has worked like Jack, and he hasn't seen this kind of a house. Oh my God, this is how God is blessing us. Now, that is the new narrative that is killing us. Because now the wealth has been turned around to enslave our girls, to make them have a mindset. Now, if you're hardworking as a girl in Nigeria or in Africa, I don't think you'll be feeling like you're feeling lose out, like you lost out, because you see girls who are not working and they're slaying, they're big, they're wearing weave that can pay your 5 months salary. So what is there in hard work? Why do I need to go? What am I working hard for? And the same thing is going around the male female child. So the whole family is abandoned to poverty. There's been poverty in Africa all along, but I think the way at which is ruling Africa right now, the girl child is permitted to do so many things that she wasn't allowed to do then. And
Okay.
then now the boy child is now allowed to even go all his way. So
You
what do we?
personally, with all these things that you're articulating, how are you bringing up your daughters to understand that point of view that you have about what a girl should grow up to become? Your daughters specifically.
They are listening to this interview. They know my mindset. They know I don't take rubbish. I told my daughter, you see, what car do I drive? I drive a Mustang, okay? I said, look, when you get into university, Andrea, what did I tell you?
I get to university, I get to buy me a car.
And I told her I'll buy her a car, a Mustang, the kind of car I drive. So that nobody would treat her like a poor girl and tell her, hey, come and hop in my car. And she feels honored to hop in the car. That is the cheap part of it. When you tell her to hop into your car, she's pressing on her key and she's driving a bigger car and driving off you. That's why you see big men, you don't see their children in that kind of trade. They are okay. They understand the thing. They
Yeah.
make sure their daughter don't need money for anything.
So it's a class thing.
It is a class thing. If you
Yeah.
can afford it now, then your daughter will be okay. If you can't afford it, sorry, your daughter will have to be a bitch. I'm sorry about that. Your daughter has to go and work and join others and do what they are doing. Now come and make you happy. And you pretend you didn't see anything. Welcome. Welcome, my daughter. Welcome. That's what's going on. You pretend you didn't see anything. So that narrative is gradually changing the whole of Africa. So everything is all about money. You made money. Okay, look at Big Brother, for God crying out loud. Sorry, I'm an activist, like I told you. I don't believe in that shit. You bring in some program kids in a room and they must all go naked. They must do stupid things. One of the inmates said, one of the girls there said, one of the winners that year said, the crazier you are, the better it is for you to win Big Brother Africa. So if you're not crazy enough to remove your clothes, make love in the public, do all those things that make people want to stay awake and watch and make more money for them, because when people are watching all those suspense, that's where they make money from. Then you can win. Now, what is that situating in African culture? What is the ripple effect? You're creating people that are going to be acting like snitches because you are all friends in the room and you have to snitch on your friend. You're creating people who are frivolous. Their integrity is nothing to them. They can pull off their bra at any second. It's nothing to them. You're creating a society that believes like, oh, life is all about being on social media and keeping bears and putting on an earphone on your ear and then always using your data because you sell data yourself. So we need to look at, we need to rejig Africa. The parents need to go back and do a work, because we keep saying government, government. If the poor men children get into governance, they will still behave worse, because their mentality has already been corrupted by this system of corruption. So we need a whole lot of rejigging, family rejigging, cultural rejigging, government's deliberate efforts. Government has to make a deliberate effort to give back the African boy and African girl their integrity and dignity, like it is in Europe and America, where an American will tell you, I'm an American first, and he's ready to die as an American, and he's ready to go to the army as an American, and he's ready to die for the country, because the country is giving back to him. But nobody wants to die for Africa. Nobody wants to die for Africa, where Paul Biya. I will keep calling that man's name. How do you think, Paul Biya? How do you think? And you're going to leave that power for your family? So a country belongs to one family? Oh, come on, man. We're still ruled from France. And I'm happy for that slap you got. You know, we're still ruled from all this.
Yeah.
Who use that F word? Countries, UK, name it.
Yeah. No, and I agree with you perfectly. You know, I think what needs to overturn all these systems is something so drastic. You know, I don't know if it's one of those things that can happen through standing on the street and advocating one or two things. It looks like that's a massive overturn of a system. Do you see that?
You can't talk once again. Standing on the street to do riot is a crime now in Africa.
Yes.
You'll be shot.
Yes.
You'll be shot like a common
Yes.
criminal. So that
Yes.
can work. That can work. You come out on the street and you say, oh, government, you would die. And they will
I agree with that 100%. What's the other way?
We need to get the youth to understand their voting rights. If the youth can understand that with their votes, they can mess up all the political class. With their votes, they can humble all the political class. They need to come together to have that mindset. Other youth that understands what I'm saying should begin to pass these messages on. We need to humble the political class.
The emphasis is on understanding what it means to vote.
A landslide of 1 million votes to only 10 votes.
Yeah.
They can't change it. They can't change it because we're all 1 million. Yeah, we say it's a lie. This is the man we want. I'll go to hell. Well, no. This is the man we want. No. And they say it's 1 million. They will let you go. They can't stop you. You don't need coup. You don't need a coup has been banned in Africa. They know what they're doing. Big guys. Try coup. ECOWAS will come for you. ECOWAS military, they will come for you in any country. They say, why did you do coup? Well, they're not telling the president that I'm misbehaving. Why are you doing this to your country? Why are you doing this? That they don't care. It's okay. It's your territory. This is my territory. But no coup, no riots. So the youth need to understand that they need to change the mode.
Yeah.
They need to use their
Man,
votes.
it's been fascinating, man. And I'm telling you, we can go for another 3 hours just on this issue. But show some love, man. Show some But I think in wrapping up, I think what has come very, very, very clear.
This is Accra. This is Abuja from Hilltop.
Oh, this is Abuja. Okay, man. Show some love to Abuja. I'll find time and visit you in Abuja one of these days, very soon.
Please, I will invite you to I want you to come to Lagos. At least when you come to Lagos, you'll be properly hosted. Then we can come anywhere.
I'll be
My
there.
house is in Lagos. Yes.
I'll be there, man. Show some love for it one more time. We were having a fascinating conversation on so many things. We've talked about his filming. We've talked about his activism. We've talked about the Bald Child Foundation. We've talked about the sort of messy divorce he went through. But we are all glad to see that he's there with his kids and he has been given custody. And from the little that we see, he's building a solid family. But before we leave, I'd like to ask your son one question. A question. And you've been listening to your dad, huh?
Yes, sir.
What do you think about this whole ball child thing? How is that influencing you?
Well, it has influenced me greatly. I always listen to my dad and I always act out and follow his footsteps. Every one of them, step by
Great.
step.
It was definitely a father that reaches out to you.
When we are in need of emotional, financial, every type of support we need, he's always there.
He's always there. Okay.
Yes, he's the
Okay.
greatest father in the world. But that's for us, because everyone has their fathers. But like for us, man, my dad.
Show some love, man.
Thank you.
Hey, man.
You never told me this. You never told me this before.
He hasn't told you. He's told the whole world now. Okay, man.
Thank you, Chris.
Great chatting with you, man, and a lovely time to have a chance to chat with your son and your kids back there. I couldn't chat with all of them, but one day we will. So until we meet somewhere when I come to Lagos, or when you come to Accra for some hangout sessions, let me sign out and say thank you so much. We have a great time, and your fans in Ghana and worldwide are going to be very, very happy to see.
Akwaba Ghana. Akwaba Ghana.
Okay, folks. So until we link up again, the KSM signing off, saying, as I always do, I am out of. Let the whole Nigeria say, yeah.
The KSM Show.